Children have been killed. Actually, it's 16,000, the latest count. 20,000 children have been orphaned, and more than 20,000 have been injured, maimed, amputees for life, missing limbs, missing parents, missing dreams, missing lives. And it's been more than a year that this genocide has been taking place under the diplomatic cover and the complicity and the silence of the Canadian government and the Canadian media. And this is a shame, and this is a crime, and it has to stop. And we are here to say to the Canadian government that it needs to impose an arms embargo now on the Israeli terrorist regime. We need economic sanctions now on the Zionist terrorist regime that has killed more than 16,000 children, which is the most number of children killed in any conflict in the past 24 years in this 21st century. Gaza has the highest concentration of amputee children in the world right now. It's a genocide, it's a campaign of ethnic cleansing, and we're not going to let it happen. This campaign must stop, and we are here to say no. We are here to say the Canadian government has to do its duty to uphold human rights and international law. And the Canadian media has been complicit. The Canadian media is not reporting on every massacre. Every day there's a massacre in Gaza. Every day a child is shot in the West Bank. And the Canadian media has been silent. And we are here to give you a sliver of the hell that the Israeli terrorist regime has been engineering for the people of Palestine in order to implement their final solution, the expulsion or death of every single Palestinian in historical Palestine. There are doctors who have volunteered, American doctors, Canadian doctors, and they have returned to tell us of the hell that the Israeli regime has created in Gaza. And this is one Jewish American doctor called Andrew Perlmutter from North Carolina, and this is his testimony.
End of April for the first couple weeks of May.
Dr. Mark Perlmutter, an orthopedic surgeon from North Carolina and vice president of the International College of Surgeons, volunteered in Gaza. So, of all the disaster zones you've seen, how does Gaza compare?
All of the disasters I've seen combined, 40 mission trips, 30 years, ground zero, earthquakes, all of that combined doesn't equal the level of carnage that I saw against civilians in just my first week in Gaza.
And when you say civilians, is it mostly children?
Almost exclusively children. I've never seen that before. Never seen that. I've seen more incinerated children than I've ever seen in my entire life combined. I've seen more shredded children in just the first week.
Shredded?
Shredded.
What do you mean?
Missing body parts, being crushed by buildings, the greatest majority, or bomb explosions, the next greatest majority. We've taken shrapnel as big as my thumb out of 8-year-olds, and then there's sniper bullets. I have children that were shot twice.
Wait, you're saying that children in Gaza are being shot by snipers?
Definitively. I have 2 children that I have photographs of that were shot so perfectly in the chest I couldn't put my stethoscope over their heart more accurately, and directly on the side of the head in the same child. No toddler gets shot twice by mistake by the world's best sniper. And they're dead center shots.
In fact, more than 20 doctors recently in Gaza also told Sunday Morning about gunshot wounds to children. One American doctor told us he even reviewed CT scans to confirm what he saw because he, quote, didn't believe that this many children could be admitted to a single hospital with gunshot wounds to the head. Some shootings have been captured on video. The UN reports that to date, more than 80% of Gaza's population has been displaced and the majority of its buildings destroyed. A reality which has taken its own toll on the well-being of children. What about the emotional wounds?
How can you measure that? I can't measure my own. How do you be an orphan and watching your family, melted in front of you and shredded in front of you? How do you fix that? Ever fix that?
In fact, so many Palestinian children have had family members killed that doctors created a shorthand term, WCNSF.
After 2 weeks stationed at one of the last hospitals left in Gaza, a Sydney surgeon is
Wounded Child, No Surviving Family is an acronym that they invented in order to handle the actual reality that is happening in Gaza. Wounded Child, No Surviving Family. It's been a year, and Canada, the government of Canada, has been complicit in this genocide, and it has to stop. We need to raise our voice and demand from our politicians to impose an arms embargo on the Israeli army, to impose economic sanctions on Israel until this apartheid, this ethnic cleansing, and this genocide stops. This is how South Africa was changed from an apartheid system to a democracy. The whole world joined forces to isolate South Africa into a pariah state until South Africa gave in and democracy was established. And this needs to happen in Palestine as well. And that's why we say justice, you say how? End the occupation now! We say justice, you say how? End the occupation now! End the siege on Gaza now! End the occupation now! End the siege on Gaza now! Free, free Palestine! 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 From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine onward the march! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!